as you can see by the sunlight, it is the next day. I have made this much of a cut. I need to finish this run, and then I got to do all of this. Christian isn't here yet. He likes to sleep. He's more of a night owl than I am, so he'll be here later. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this up. That way when he gets back, we can go ahead and continue making them out. So, safety up. That just popped, which, I mean, it's a Walmart disc, you know, but that's why we have the shield, which actually did a little damage on the shield, it looks like. We also have our safety glasses, because these things can pop and just go everywhere, and they're spinning super duper fast. So I'm gonna go get a new wheel. Bit is our bracket that we put on. We're eventually going to mount the ignition coil. That's what he's got a throttle bracket right here, but our ignition coil bracket is going to go where those bolts are. It's just going to cinch it on there, you know, down here. But he is currently fabbing up. Is that the, you can try to use the OEM one?
I'm gonna try to.
So this thing operates this way, right? So he's gonna either have to connect, he's gonna have to come all the way around and pull it this way, or he's got to connect to this little brad down at the bottom here, and that's how he's gonna pull it. Why don't we just weld the bitch to it?
Well, we're gonna weld this to that.
No, I'm talking about weld the cable to that fucking brad.
I brought the other carburetor settle that has the right ball for this.
Oh, big bet.
And the,
wait, so are we gonna have to change the carb out?
no.
Oh.
The fucking bracket off and weld it to the carburetor.
Big bet. Let's go. We make it happen. That's the best I got. What you got there?
This is the original carburetor off of this motor. Fucking shitty little Nicky carb.
The OEM for Duke.
This is OEM for Duke.
Is that the manifold?
Not my gasket that I made out of coke.
That's high tech, man.
I don't even know. No, I didn't do that. Somebody else did that.
Yeah, you don't drink Coke Zero.
No wonder this thing didn't fucking run right.
If it had been
idle right.
If it had been a regular Coke, it'd have been fine.
That's the idle circuit. So.
Oh, is it?
That's the rack in there.
So we're just gonna like nick this off.
But I have one more.
You have one more? Ooh, field trip.
This one came off of Ford Courier.
Ford what?
Ford Courier.
Courier.
That is the little Ranger / Monster.
I've never seen a see-through flip wheel. It looks cool though.
Yeah, it does look cool. Too bad we're gonna cut it out.
So what do we need off of this one?
I don't know yet. This is just, I brought this one.
Just in case. Hey, well, there's a throttle return spring. We could use that.
Okay.
We don't have a throttle return spring because it just, I don't know, disappeared. So
It is what it is.
that's the, once we get the actual throttle cable working, then we have to have the return spring. That way it's not wide open throttle at all times, which would be fine. Yeah, I mean, depending on the application. I wonder if this is what Cletus feels like. He just followed James around. He's like, so what you doing? Hey Ty, what's going on, bud?
If the gasket will come off with the carburetor, and we don't have to mess with it at all for real. It'd be great.
Well, I mean, the carburetor might come off without the gasket.
If you show us on the carburetor too.
No, it's manifold silicone gasket carburetor.
Or silicone.
Silicone, your gasket's right there, and then you got your carburetor. I don't want to take it off, man. I didn't plan on taking it back off.
Oh no, me neither.
But here we are.
Look, we got the picture on.
Yeah, I like to keep it that way.
Cut to this thin shit.
I need to cut like this right here. Oh, you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'll cut through thin shit. I don't like cutting
Thick shit. Right, the fucking, so that's where it was hitting. But I didn't want to move my hand because I didn't want to like I didn't want to snatch the wheel.
Your fingers, son.
I mean, I had that thing like right up next to it. If you saw it. You want some muffs? Or no, you're deaf already. It don't matter.
What is it called?
Say hi. They call them Ray-Bans because they like ban the rays of the sun.
We'll go with that. Me mugging me.
Go and show them how crazy you really are. Stop being so fucking nice. Nice fingering. Getting that one nut off. No silicone. The gasket's in between it. We're good. He's gonna take a grinder. Easy. We're gonna grind this off to where we can get this ball out, and you're just gonna weld that ball to.
Draw a hole, insert it, and then weld it on the backside.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just pull it like that. Is your day really exciting if you didn't end up in the hospital? I mean, touching the garden bottom. Not anymore. Milwaukee for life.
Well, shit, we might have to go ahead and tack it in there. Have gas in.
Okay, so we haven't been filming for the past, I don't know, 30 minutes. Reason being is we're new to the GoPro life, and I did not charge any of the batteries.
That and I don't.
And they do die rather fast. So the one that you're on right now is 25%, but this is where we're at. So we've gotten the bracket on, and we've got the throttle cable. We ended up cutting a nip off of another carburetor and welding it onto the actual throttle linkage of it. We're going to weld it to that plate that we put on the manifold. So what he's going to do,
Slit it right here and then flatten all this out so
Okay.
we have plenty of room to weld.
What's the matter, bud?
It's like hitting a brick with ice.
Or the mini sledge. It's good to you, it's good to me. It's getting dark. Stupid winter. Where's my 7 p.m. sunsets? I'd like to try my hand at welding. Yeah. This is gonna be a good one.
If it fails, we know who welded it.
I've welded one time in my life, and it was AC stick welding, and I was 13.
Hey, go boom.
Not here, no. I live here. Look, you want a hood for this? Nah. Am I gonna get shocked? Nah. But I'm scared.
You fuck with a 220 and shit.
What the fuck with 480? I don't want
That's
to get shocked by
worse.
that either.
Yeah, that holds it to you. What the fuck? That's not supposed to instantly fucking do that. Yeah, I didn't do it. I'm already.
Okay.
It's not supposed to do that. fire. It's sad to say that ain't coming out. That's a pretty good little bead I just did.
Quality engineering right there. You only burnt my gasket, but you know.
It's got to come off anyways. I just helped this out.
Ah, I just pissed the fuel on my hand. Here, I'm still full too. No, because now I'm combustible.
You can be like, what's the Human Torch?
Yeah, except I die.
You can't snap your fingers and just put it out. You got white gas, there's a problem. Well, hopefully that works because that welded.
It's in there.
Yeah, that ain't attack. Ow, I take that back. It's not welded. I touched it and it went pop.
Take it back off.
Welding take 2. Tighten it. That's left. Good. It looked like it was spinning the other way.
Yeah, it's just snug down there. Better not be.
I
Let's not
want
do it directly on top of the fuel this time.
2 things will be successfully done.
2 out of 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Air was just sucking it back.
Well, now we know. We're okay. We're done.
It's okay, Bubba.
Now we know. So since this is a temp kind of thing, I'm just going to be putting down a good layer of RTV fast drying hard setting. It's actually Permatex, not RTV, whatever. I'm just going to put a nice little bead on the carburetor here on the outside more than the inside because I don't want it to get inside again, like inside the path of the fuel in the air. So I'm going to put that bead, put the carburetor back on, and try to tighten it down real fast because the stuff does set pretty fast. I'll be the first person to say I'm not neat or anything with my RTV. Even though I have this nice magnetic tray to hold my nuts, the last one I pulled off, I managed to just put literally anywhere besides where it should have been. So that's always fun. Well, the good news is because I am recording this, I can just go back real fast on my phone and watch whatever I did with it. So I'm gonna take care of that. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, well, I found it. There was a thunk while I was working and I didn't think, oh, maybe it's something important. I had set it right here and it had fallen down on top of the fender liner. This back one is the hardest one, not to get on, but to get tight. It's at a very steep angle for like wigglers and stuff, and we don't have a wrench that's small enough, like short enough, that we can get on there and actually tighten it down. And there's also not a lot of room for the wrench head to get in there, so it pretty much has to be a ratcheted wrench. So now that that's done, we're going to solder these wires together because right now they've just been twisted together just to make it happen. So what it is this wire coming up is running to our distributor cap, okay? And this section of wires is running all the way over to our MSD ignition box. So we're going to go ahead and solder these together. With that being said, we have this. Now this is a butane soldering iron, and I have never used one of these. I've never used one of these, so we're going to see how this works. So just for the viewers at home, I haven't soldered in years, And in fact, the person that truly taught me was my wife, because she took an auto mechanics class in high school. In fact, that was 6 years ago.
Ooh.
Last time I soldered. Alright, so we got it soldered. Now, I put this heat shrink on here before I even started soldering, because that's the #1 thing that messes me up all the time. Because I'd get it soldered, and then I'd realize the heat shrink ain't on it, so I gotta cut it just to solder it again so I can actually have my heat shrink on it. So, you're supposed to have a heat gun, and you might be asking yourself, Shade Tree Hot Rods, do y'all have a heat gun? No. We have a lighter. So, I'm gonna sit here and shrink it up. Now, why do you need heat shrink? You do this to make a waterproof, tight connection over your solder bits. So now water won't be coming in the ends or anything. These are going to be perfectly safe for weather, which is good because this is going to be a truck that gets driven. And boom, just like that, connection's made. So now we just got to let the RTV dry on the carburetor. So this is going to be our throttle return spring. All right, nice and stiff. Now the problem is, I don't know how to do this, but that's okay. We're going to figure it out. Basically, I'm probably going to have to drill a hole, but I'm going to attach the spring to the top part of the throttle. Throttle cable is attached to the bottom. It pulls it to the driver's side, which makes the top part of it go to the passenger side because it's on one piece. This is going to be connected to another brad on the top of the throttle, which is going to pull it back as soon as I let off the throttle. It's going to pull it back to the driver's side. So what I need to do is go get a small drill bit in order to make my hole. There's the hole. Okay. So it's not stiff enough, so we're just going to shorten these to where it's pretty much just the spring to where I got to already stretch it to get it on there. Go have it preloaded. Okay. So it's not pulling back. So we have, I should have done this first. This is a much stiffer spring. So that's what we're going to use instead. I'm going to try to, I'm only going to cut a little bit because I can always make it shorter. It's kind of hard to make it longer. Now I'm just making hooks. You probably want it to be more of a make a couple loops kind of thing, but I'm not going to do that. Is it going to come back and bite me in the butt later? Probably. Will it be my fault? Absolutely. Alright, just watch the spring in action. I hit the throttle, it goes out, I let off, comes back. That's what we wanted. Okay, so Duke has been charging for the better part of 20 minutes or so. Didn't have any voltage on the battery when I checked it earlier, which isn't very surprising. I forgot. We need the fuel line connected because that is helpful and important. I lied. Duke is charged up enough to start on his own. So we got our voltage regulator wire just stuck into the hot until we find a 12 volt, which we'll do eventually. But let's see how she goes. I lied again. I always forget I gotta let him stay on the jumper car until he's running. So hook it back up. Forgot about the dipstick. I'm just gonna put some old oil that I had. He's gonna get his oil changed anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put some old oil in him. Because he did lose a little bit because I didn't put the dipstick back in. but that's what you get. Ah, okay, Preston. How was Duke's first movement with the throttle by himself? Like, not somebody in here, you know? So, that's a win. Wait. Watch the throttle, okay?
Oh yeah, she's working great. Yeah. It's better than what it was. No, there's not really a good way to get this shit.
You want me to do it? Let me work my magic.
Yeah, because I just fucking split what I got done with.
Nice. Here. Is that still hot?
Yeah, that's still hot. I didn't know what you were reaching for.
It's a little warm.
Yeah. Unscrew that, use the pliers.
Why?
Today on Half-Ass Garage.
Hey, look, if it works.
It worked. Just has to be functional. Not this one, he didn't. And you're making it.
Well, that's good enough. That's what it's getting.
Good enough test drive.
Like fries probably been in there since the car was fucking built.
Look, it can't be no worse than the Beast.
Then the what?
The Beast.
Oh god.
I cleaned that thing out and there's still chicken nuggets in there from when we were little. And they still look like a fucking chicken nugget.
Yeah.
We have water.
It's got some.
We can figure out a better way to doing that. I'm just going to, instead of siliconing it and put the silicone all up in there.
You shove it in there. That's done.
Yeah, just kind of come up with it. I just need something to twist. I'm twisting the choke to where it'll stay off.
Will the knife work?
Yeah.
Well, now we don't have to buy the electric one.
No, we still need to. This is a hot air choke.
English? Layman's terms?
This tube on the front,
Yeah.
when it senses that the air's gotten warm enough, it'll heat up the thermostat or the spring inside.
Gotcha. He should run. Battery should still have some charge.
out. This is some sketchy shit, guys. Get the clutch, this thing, and a little bit of tuning. Clutch and to get the slave cylinder figured out and a little bit of tuning, this thing will be ready.
All right, guys, that is another episode of Shade Tree Hot Rods. Now we did take Duke for a test drive, but
Well, I did, because we don't have a clutch at all.
yeah, we found a couple problems that need fixing. Until then, we've been Shade Tree Hot Rods. We'll see you later. That's a good sound.
Well, I guess we did a thing and we traded a four-wheeler that I've had for a month or so, a couple months.